So my little idea from working one-on-one with entrepreneurs to manage their finances to now pro- creating this thing for other entrepreneurs to use it themselves, that was, my having that positive money mindset and that positive attitude towards my business helped me to expand, helped me to have more ideas of how to make more money.
Hey, I'm your host, Ronja Sakata, Queen of Joy, that's how my friends call me, talking to you from Zurich, Switzerland. I want to make this world more joyful and playful and colorful because we don't have a guarantee for tomorrow, so let's enjoy today. Will you join me? I'm all in. I founded the Joy Academy for exactly that reason, and on the Let's Create Joy podcast, we talk visions, dreams, self-care, habits, challenges, creating joy, and much more in motivational solo episodes at the beginning of the month and inspiring talks with my wonderful guests. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Joy is my compass for getting fun and tangible daily inspiration for our monthly topic. You make the difference and you are the most important person in your life. Yes, we can live our best lives right now while we have our big vision in our head and heart. Let's dive right in. Enjoy! Welcome, Nicole Barham, to the Let's Create Joy podcast, where I met you in a Facebook group of Schmillies of Rachel Rodgers. You are a star, and you are a star in America already. I mean, hello. I love your press coverage, and we will talk about how what you are helping the world with. But first, tell us in your words, like, who are you, what do you do, and what brings you joy, and how do you create joy? And the mic is yours.
This is so awesome. Thank you so much, Ronja. Hi, everyone. I am Nicole Barham. I am the CEO of my own finance company. It's called Design Your Wealth because I feel like you have to design your wealth. You can't wing your way to wealth. I also am the creator of 5 Minute Bookkeeper, which is a tool or a system that helps entrepreneurs, mainly women entrepreneurs, keep track of their finances. You can do that in just a few minutes a day. And I know for people who are listening, they're like, a few minutes a day, that's impossible. Because when they think about finances, they think of being overwhelmed and systems that they can't use and budgeting and all the stuff that all the negative stuff, right? And for me, 5 Minute Bookkeeper, it just brings that helps you to have joy around your finances. And and I know again you're gonna be like, what is this lady talking about? But I promise you, from helping over 300 entrepreneurs to bring joy into their lives or in their businesses, based on the simple strategies and the simple habits that we have developed, I can safely say that finances can be fun and you do not have to leave it for last, right? The next thing that when it comes to joy in my life and business, oh my goodness, I am usually a happy person. And I know even when I was young growing up, people were like, what are you always smiling about? And I'm like, because what is there to be sad about? You're alive, you are breathing, life is good. And I know that it's a privilege, right? To be in a position where you're always happy and always looking at the positive side of life. But I know for sure that that is who I am, and I've always been like that. I say to people, I came out smiling. And so that's how um, joy, humor. Ronja, you know me, you see me online all the time. I inject a lot of humor into my life, into my business and my personal life, because that's my philosophy on life. And, there are always going to be worries, right? And there are a lot of things that are beyond our control. But what we can control is how much joy and happiness we bring into our lives, how and what we focus on. And there are a lot of problems in the world right now, right? And people can say, how can you be talking about joy at this time? How can you be talking about business at this time? And I'm saying that it does not take away from, empathizing,
Yes.
right? And, thinking about all the humans, human beings on the planet who are experiencing, war and discord and all the things that are happening. And at the same time, individually, we can still bring joy and happiness into our lives. And I feel like it emanates out into the world, and
Absolutely.
it kind of helps people around you to feel that positive energy, and also feel joy, like an exchange, right? Energy exchange, right? So that's how it's a long way of saying
No,
that's how I
I mean,
bring joy
you
into my
could
life and
talk for
business.
an hour with these questions, right? It's just, yeah, it's
Yeah.
everything about you. I mean, you said humor. Nicole does the most amazing reels. It's so cool on Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, you're just a really big, multi-talented. Like of course I bet some skills you learned, but some
Right.
skills we just have, like talents and being funny. I don't know if we can learn that. Um,
Over time.
yes. And yeah, I love how you say, I mean, that's all we do in the Joy Academy, in my program. You know what you focus on. I always say, and I didn't invent that analogy, but if you have what is that called in English, where you water your plants,
Yes.
what's that thing called?
Like a watering can,
Is it water can?
or pitcher.
Yeah, like if you have two of those and that's your energy and your focus, you can just choose where you put this water in your
Right.
garden, where you want to grow things, or your worries and what's distressing and unnerving, and just like
Yeah. And I
we
think
could
what that,
talk now a whole hour on all the bad stuff or
right.
good stuff, and it just feels better. And what you said, like it has an influence on the people around you, and then the ripple effect goes on and on and on.
Yes,
I mean, if we are
absolutely.
kind to the person at the register of the supermarket, you never know what kind of impact that has on their life. So yeah,
Yes,
it matters how we
absolutely.
treat each other, and it matters how we treat ourselves. And
Yes,
finance, I think money and sex are the taboo topics of our
yeah,
society still, right?
absolutely. And I think, you know what? I think money more than sex right now. And I always think about that. And I'm like, why don't we want to talk about money? Like, money affects every single thing in our lives. Like, literally, as soon as you open your eyes in the morning, actually, even when you're sleeping, money is at work. The roof over your head, the lighting in your house, the every single thing, the bed you're sleeping in, right? And the same thing we can say about sex too. Like human beings, like you look at every 7 billion of us in the world. I think people are having sex, right? No, don't want to talk about it. And so I think about that, and that is why I one of my mission is to talk about money, talk about finances, talk about the importance of being in control of your finances, right? If you want to build, because there's so many entrepreneurs, millions of entrepreneurs are starting businesses every year. I believe there was a statistic from the trademark office in the USPTO in the US. I think millions of trademark applications came in, right? Patent applications. And I'm like, so many people are starting businesses, right? And a tiny fraction of that are focusing on the finances first as a foundation, right? People are maybe setting up systems so they can collect money, but that's kind of where it ends when it comes to the finances. There's no tracking. And even a lot of people, there's the myth of, I don't want to start tracking because I'm not making any money yet, right? But are you investing in your business? Did you pay for a software? to set up your checkout page? Did you pay for a coach to help you to start that business? Did you pay for education to start the business? It's all an investment in your business, and it all should be tracked so that at the end of the year, you can say to the revenue board, wherever you are in the world. In the US, it's the IRS. You can say to the IRS, I started my business in 2022. I haven't made any money yet, but these are my expenses towards that business, right? And so even just thinking about that, a lot of people don't think about that. And a lot of business coaches, unfortunately, or programs, unfortunately, do not focus on the finances. Sometimes they gloss over it, or they kind of just leave it out.
You have to take care of that yourself.
Right.
Yeah. And you are doing the opposite. You are making it very easy. I mean, I know that you compare your tool to QuickBook. I just watched QuickBook website once, and then I mean, before I met you, and there are several others like
Xero,
Xero, yes. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, wow, that would be so cool to have that connected to my bank account. And then I realized, no, Swiss banks don't like international tools with servers somewhere. And then I was like, oh, it will not be easy. And yeah, it's just, I know you will call me out. I say I'm not good with money. I was a scout leader of 20 little Cub Scouts, and we had, I don't know how many, maybe $50 in a little can for paying for whatever, an ice cream for everybody or something like that. And my bookkeeping never even matched with $50 to my hand. Like how? And that's still, and I'm good at math, or I was good at math in school. It's not, you can't say you're good at math, so you're good at money or whatever it is. And it's in our minds. I know it's a mindset.
Yeah. Yes.
Can I
was just going to say
I have some coaching here live, and everybody can?
Of course. I think people say, first of all, there is no correlation between math and being good at money. Like they're so totally different. The only difference is that they're numbers, right? I was horrible at math. I remember in college, listen, I was in college, and that's why I'm telling you there's no correlation, because it's totally different, right? Accounting is different from math. I did accounting and I did really well at it, but I just wasn't good at math. I remember in college, I got a D plus, and I've always been an A student, right? I was so happy for that D plus. I'm like, I do not have to do this over. Let me make sure that I get A's in all my other subjects to bring my GPA up, because I was not going to redo that math, right? But I was great at numbers, and working with my employer and doing their accounting, I was great at that, right? And so I did have those skills before, but no matter what skills you have, if your mindset is not, your money mindset is, a little shaky, you will not think that you're good with money. You won't think you're good at the numbers. You won't think you're good at finances. And that's totally different from whether or not they're numbers, right? Look at me. Years ago, I was not, I was good at numbers in terms of my employer and taking care of their numbers, but I wasn't good at my numbers. And that landed me in bankruptcy court, right? And so it's a mindset shift, right? And after that, 6 years ago, I decided that I kind of switched. I literally instantly switched my mindset and said, I'm going to be a good steward of my money, because I can see I see what happens when you don't pay attention to your money. Right?
What was it the day at the court, or what was
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That day in court, because my lawyer was saying something like, people file bankruptcy. Some people file bankruptcy more than once. I think the return rate, of people like filing bankruptcy more than once was over 30 or 50% or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that is not going to be me. I'm one and done. Right? And so I decided that I had the tools, right? I was lucky enough that I had the tools, and I had I knew what to do. And so I decided I'm going to do the same thing that I did for my employer, for myself, for my household finances, right? And that's how I really started to create a budget. I know people don't love the B word. Started to create a budget, started to follow that budget, started to be in my money every single day. And it's a habit that you develop, but then after a while, you feel weird if you're not there every day taking a look, and people will be like, "Oh, you don't have to do it every day." I say, create a habit. If you want to do it weekly, totally fine, but make sure that you're giving attention to your money, because you know that saying, "Where focus goes, energy flows." And so you're focusing on your money, and it expands. What you focus on expands. It's not just, is not other things except money. It's everything, right? If you focus on the positives, you'll see more positivity in your life. You see more positives in the world. You focus on the negatives, you see more negatives, and more negatives come into your life. You focus on the money, more money comes into your life. Like, that's just the law, right? That's just how it works. And
But
so,
what if I'm focusing on my money? I'm like always like, oh no, oh no.
no,
That's not helpful, right?
no. Positive money mindset we're talking about.
Positive money.
No negativity, no thinking I don't have enough. There will never be enough. There will, it won't come into my life. Thinking about how can I get more money, or how can I make more money, and just having that abundance mindset, right? And I don't want to get, all woo on you and be like, oh, sit at home and think about money and it will come into your account. Although it does happen sometimes like that, right? However, I feel, for me personally, and I've worked with so many entrepreneurs by now, to tell you that when you're focusing on how can I bring more of this into my life, this positive thing, this positive money, how can I bring more in? The ideas start flowing, right? And then you're thinking, oh, I can offer this as, I have the skill, I can offer this additional thing that I know that my clients have been asking for. Or I can start this program. Like for me, and I can tell you a little bit about my journey.
Yes,
When
please.
when I started 5 Minute Bookkeeper, I literally worked in the spreadsheet. I created a spreadsheet, and I know a lot of people don't like spreadsheets either, but they are amazing when you have a really good, efficient one, right? So I built an efficient spreadsheet system that kept track of my finances. And then I said to myself, you know what? I think that there are more people like me out there. So let me see if I can, show them this easy way. Because I felt like, oh my gosh, I discovered the Holy Grail, right? Oh,
Okay.
you can be on top of your finances just a few minutes, and it's so easy. And I started to think about how I can make money with this, right? And it was about that time. I'm thinking, yeah, it was about that time that my son Brandon, who is now 10, he turned 10 last weekend, was diagnosed with autism, right? And I started to think about how my job, my 9 to 5, was not gonna, make enough money for us to afford the therapies that he needed. So I'm thinking long term now, right? Thinking about how I can provide for him without, you know, just in case he can't provide for himself later. How can we set him up for that with that? So I thought about, okay, a business, because I've been in business before. I know that I made money in my business. I just didn't manage it well, right? So now I'm like, okay, I really that bug to be a business owner was still there. So the idea came, and I said, let me help other people. And then I started working with clients one-on-one. And then I started to think, wasn't making a lot of money, but was still positive about the impact I was having with the few clients that I had. And then I started to think, what if I could have this impact? What if I could multiply this impact with a lot more entrepreneurs who are really, because I was seeing great results. So thought, joined the program that you just mentioned, Rachel Rogers' program, and went into that program, got the idea for 5 Minute Bookkeeper, because I'm like, okay, if I can package this where the entrepreneur does this themselves or somebody on their team does it and not have to do the one-on-one, then that quote unquote passive income is limitless, right? My hours are limited. I do this thing. It can be selling when I'm sleeping, when I'm at the beach, wherever. I don't have to be attached to each dollar. So my little idea from working one-on-one with entrepreneurs to manage their finances to now creating this thing for other entrepreneurs to use it themselves, that was, my having that positive money mindset and that positive attitude towards my business helped me to expand, helped me to have more ideas of how to make more money, right? So then I created 5 Minute Bookkeeper. It was flying off the shelves, Raja, like blew my mind because I just figured,
Yeah,
oh, I just want to make
but
a
you
few
say it
sales.
so lightly now. You invested a lot of, I mean, you said you're funny or your humor,
Mhm.
but even though if you have humor, you have to do these reels, you have to show
Yeah.
up. Did you have to overcome some resistance there, or was it really just that easy? Because being an overnight success sounds so easy, right? But it's just not the truth.
No, absolutely not. And what a lot of people don't know is that I was in business since 2009.
Yeah.
So this is not my first rodeo. 5 Minute Bookkeeper is what I'm known for, but I've been in business since 2009. I started out in network marketing, and that's really an industry that you have to not have any fears
Of
because you're
showing up.
literally, yeah, you're showing up every day, you're prospecting people everywhere. I don't recommend some of the some of the tactics,
Yeah.
but you kind of got out of your comfort zone, right? And so I learned how to do that. Then I came online. And when I came online, we did a lot of videos. So I've been doing videos. I have a channel that I'm not even too sure is still working, but I was doing videos. I was talking about making money online. I was signing up people to work with me. So I've had this, this training
Yeah.
of being in front of the camera, connecting with people. And I'm also a relationship builder, right? I love building relationships with people, whether online or offline. So I have that personality where people are kind of drawn to me, and so I kind of capitalize on that,
Yeah.
right? So I connect, I do videos, I do reels. When people see your face and see you in a video, they hear you talk, they feel like they know you, right? And it increases your know, like, and trust factor. And so I, thought about, okay, how can I offer this to other people? And then as soon as they started to buy it, then I started to, do more videos, do more posts. I love copy. I love writing copy, right? And so I used to do like long stories years ago in my other business. And so I employ some of that. So some of the skills you build over time, but just using those skills in order to move your business forward and to have a positive outlook on that, just thinking, I want to have a successful business, right? And it's going to happen if that's what you focus on. And so I just, employ all of my skills. And as I, increase my income and my service, I increase my services as well, because I get feedback. My clients would say, do you have this, any support? How do we get support from you? Because I just had a tool that I was selling, and they went off and they did their own thing. But then I realized that some people were buying the tool, but they were not using it, right?
Like me.
Like,
Not yet. I'm more motivated than ever before. And
awesome.
yeah.
And so, okay, so Ronja is saying she has the tool, she didn't open it. So we started to have a private Facebook group that says, this is the group that all of my members are in. If you have questions, if you need help, just come in, post. We also had like an email that you could email to get some help. And so we started to do more support around the tool, right? And then a few more clients would say, um, actually, I saw this in Rachel's community where they had co-working sessions every Wednesday. And I was thinking, oh, this is amazing. I could have a co-working session once a week so that anyone who didn't get the time to do their finances, they could come to that session, have that focus time. There are other entrepreneurs just like them there, so they feel supported, and then they could, be on top of their finances for that week. So that's where the idea of money dates came up. And now we have money dates on Fridays, because it's building a relationship with your money, right? Dating your money, that intimate relationship, that paying attention to your money. will definitely expand it, right? And so that's how the ideas for everything else that I sell in my business, that's how they came by, feedback, thinking about how I can serve my customers better.
And what would you say? I mean, we are both entrepreneurs, and that's like not my only motivation, of course, but like being in a job, you have your salary, you can negotiate, but that's kind of it. And I know, or you have a private tool for your private finances, and then for the business finances. If my clients or my listeners are now like, yeah, you two have businesses, I don't have a business, how do you recommend to focus on money and making more money, even though you feel like I'm stuck at this salary? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay. So you aren't obligated to stay with one company forever, right? I've had a job, except for I quit my job last January, right? So I've been in jobs
Only
for,
last January. Wow.
yes,
Wow. For me,
just over a year.
you're like the fairy godmother of finance for 10 years for entrepreneurs in my mind, you know? Okay.
No, I just quit
Last
my job last year, and
Yeah.
I have 5 Minute Bookkeeper was just I created it in July of 2020. So
Oh,
it's not even 2 years old yet,
yeah.
right? But the impact, and I love it, the impact it has had worldwide is just amazing, right? And it's a testament to how quickly things can happen too. Like, sometimes we have this idea that I have to work long and hard to get results, but absolutely not. If you're helping people and they're getting the results that they want, they will tell other people about you. You will be able to create this amazing business, right? That you thought you would have to, work years to create. So for somebody who says, I'm not an entrepreneur, I can't increase my income, you absolutely can, right? You can negotiate a raise at your job. And if you talk to your boss or whatever, and they say, we can't afford to pay you more, you could look for another job that pays more, right? Or you could start a side hustle like I did, right? So I'm at my job. I loved what I did. I loved the mission. It was a not-for-profit. I love the mission. And my son, I mentioned, Brandon has autism, and he was getting services at my job, right? So I didn't want to leave, but I also knew that my salary was limited.
Yeah.
And that's how I started not 5 Minute Bookkeeper, but my finance business on the side. So I was going to work during the day and then working with clients at night. And so I kept doing that until I started to, my business started to grow, especially with 5 Minute Bookkeeper, and being able to just sell that. Even while I was at work, sometimes I would get notifications that you made a sale. So think about something that you can sell that you do not have to be attached to every single dollar. And there are courses out there, there are programs, there are all kinds of things like entrepreneurs are creating. And you don't have to say, oh, somebody has already created that. You go to
Yeah.
the supermarket, you see a ton of different bread brands, you see a ton of different lotions, different brands. You see so many different brands. Like, there's not one brand of anything in any store, right? And I'm sure that one company, Nike, doesn't say, oh, Adidas is making sneakers or running shoes, so I'm not going to make running shoes. Or this restaurant, McDonald's is saying, oh, Wendy's is already doing burgers, so I'm not going to do burgers. You are your own. You have your own unique strengths, right? And you have people out there who will work with you, who are waiting for that skill to help them to get to where they want to go. So don't think everything is oversaturated and you can't make money. You absolutely can. Who knew?
You know, you are
Finances.
the best example. I mean, QuickBooks, Zero, all these
Yes.
fancy tools, but I want somebody like a real person with a
Yeah.
soul, which like speaks to me and who I like, and then I can overcome my mindset struggle, and then I feel like this tool will help me. Yeah, and I mean, you're rocking it worldwide. That's just the coolest thing ever. No,
Thank
but
you.
for me, it's like, well, Nicole, that's easy for her because every business owner needs to do their finances, right?
But the other thing is, I could have also said, oh, there's always, these other platforms, so I will not
Yeah,
make money.
that's
I
true.
cannot, I
True.
cannot penetrate that market. I cannot do this. But one of the my advantages over these big companies is that I'm relatable.
Yes.
People feel like they can reach out. I am emailing, and I know a lot of people are like, you should not be talking to customers outside of office hours. I know my boundaries, right? It's tax season. A lot of my clients are, up late at night trying to get their stuff together. And sometimes they don't have 24 hours, right? So I've extended my hours. I'm at a point now in my business where I'm not stretched and I have the time. So a new client recently, she reached out to me. She got 5 minute bookkeeping and she sent an email and she asked a question, right? And I responded back in maybe 15, 20 minutes because saw the email come in, and that I wanted to help her because I knew she was in her numbers working. And if I could help her with this question, then she could continue to work. And I answered her question and she wrote back to me. She's like, oh my goodness, that makes so much sense. Thank you so much. Bigger companies are not doing that.
Yes.
It's very hands off. You can't get to their customer service. You can't get somebody to answer a question. And that is why a lot of entrepreneurs are fearful because, yeah, you have this tool and yes, I connected my bank, but then what else do I do? What do I do if I get stuck? How do I learn to use this thing? Do I have to be a bookkeeper to use this platform? And they were created for bookkeepers, not regular entrepreneurs. And so I wanted to provide that, to create that culture that really helped my clients to feel like they have a partner, to feel like there's somebody who's holding their hand and helping them through this. And then so that when they get to the other side, they're like, oh my goodness, this program is amazing. I feel like a pro in my finances. I'm having so much fun doing this. And some of the things that they say, I'm like, wow, nobody talks about finances like that. So that's what I wanted to create in my business. And I think that's what the other companies are lacking. They're just giving you tools. It's like a gym. They're just giving you gym memberships and you come if you want, don't come if you want. I'm your personal trainer. I'm
Yeah.
going to be there, keeping you accountable, keeping you on your toes, holding your hand, motivating you through all this. And then you might get to a point where like you're like, my personal trainer has helped me a lot. Let me now, go off and do this on my own. I feel like I can manage it on my own. So I always say, I'm like a personal trainer for your finances, just without the heavy lifting.
Yeah. And I need to call you more like
Yes.
personal trainer. Can you help me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought 5 minute bookkeeper at the last, I think 31st of December last year.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't do the math. January, February, March. We're recording this in March 2020. So
So we're gonna
2022.
work on that, and we're
Yes,
gonna make
please.
sure that
I'm
you get on
super
top of it.
motivated now. Like, thank you so much.
Yes, love it.
And I mean, that's the cool thing, right? If we have our own company and we work on our strength there, that brings so much joy already to just do the work you love to do. But
Yes.
how do you take care of yourself and your mood? You said you were born happy, but even though we're born happy, we have to maintain our energy and everything. What are the little tricks and tools and hacks maybe you do during your day and week
Yeah.
so that
Okay.
everybody can have some Nicole magic in your
Yeah, apart from my personality being the way it is, I do have stressors. We do have our son who has special needs, as a disability, so he needs additional care. Um, I run a business. I run a multiple six-figure business with a small team, right? So that is, work as well. And so what I do is I set boundaries. And I know boundaries is kind of overused these days, but I set boundaries around when I start working, when I stop working, right? And when I rest. Oh my goodness. rest is the one of the most important things that I have incorporated in my daily habits, right? So I start working at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm in Florida in the United States. I start working at 10 a.m. and I stop working at 2 p.m. So I don't have any client calls outside of those hours,
Okay.
right? And then I pick my son up from school. He has therapy in the home 3 times a week. So I do have some free time between the time he's with his therapist and the afternoon. So in that, I built in a 3 p.m. rest hour. So I might, when the therapist comes and you make sure they're all set up, then I take a nap or I just rest. I, put away the electronics and just rest. I do some deep breathing. I might meditate. I try to meditate. And so just bringing myself down from, working in the morning and doing those things, then I get that second wind in the afternoon, right?
Okay.
And
Yep.
so that's when I do some marketing if I feel like doing it. I do a couple of reels if I feel like doing it. I connect with my clients. I will, interact on social media. I love social media because it's one of the easiest ways for us to connect with each other, right? We connected on social
We
media.
connected on social
Yeah.
media.
So I do that, but I build in rest, which has been amazing, amazing for my business.
That's so funny for me. Like 3 in the afternoon, I'm like, how can that be a good time? And that's something which is so important that you find your perfect time. For me, it's in the morning when everybody else is sleeping, like the world didn't start yet and I'm up and that's my time.
Love it.
And I love that you are doing it in the afternoon. And that's what we that we can focus on, like what is working for me and not the expectations of society and the rules and how can she rest at 3 p.m. That's working hour, like
Yes.
it's not 5 yet, Nicole, you can't rest.
Exactly.
Like turning around all the rules and the expectations. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am the kind of person who I don't have set working hours. So if I'm home on the weekend and I feel like I want to do some work, I work, right? So I don't have any, set hours to say, okay, I have to work between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And then the afternoon I have to do this. So that's how my work, I don't have set hours, but I definitely build in rest because it's so, so important. And it gives you the energy to keep going, right? I'll have so much energy and I'll, be going until maybe midnight because of that, of that built-in rest. The other thing that I do as well is I have a family of 4. So my daughter is in college. She's finishing her second year now at university. And then, so she's away. And so it's just 3 of us, my husband, my son, and myself. And the cooking, oh my goodness, takes up so much time. So what we started to do is we either did like some meal prep on the weekend, or we have delivery, like meal kit deliveries. Those, since the pandemic, those have really, blown up, basically. A lot of people are getting meal kits and it's so easy. So that's another thing that I do to bring more joy into my life. I don't want to be slaving away in the kitchen, getting, dinner ready every single day. And we also don't want to eat the same thing. Like when we even do the food on the weekend, like by Tuesday, you're like, okay, no more of this. So we invested in meal kit delivery so that we can, have the prepackaged, it's pre-measured. So you literally just, throw everything together and it takes like max half an hour to get dinner on the table, and also the variety and stuff like that. So that's also another way that I have saved a lot of time and brought a lot more joy into your lives by investing in meal delivery.
And that's so interesting again. And that's what I love, that we should listen to ourselves. For me, cooking is like a meditation. I love cooking. I don't like cleaning up. I would so love to have a butler. I could, like in the evening, he
Yes.
or she or they would come and clean up the whole kitchen. My husband would hate that. He always calls out, you know what, my husband is Japanese, and in Japan, you even clean your laboratory if you're a lab worker, or the kids, they clean the whole school on their own. Like there is no cleaning team coming. So
oh wow.
yeah, and he really thinks that's so important. And we have a cleaning lady, and she's just the most brilliant person ever. It really feels so good when she was here, but he was resistant for 10 years, and then he opened a restaurant and didn't do any household work anymore. And I was like, well, I'm not doing it, so you're not doing it, so we need help now. But cleaning up, that's something that I'm like, oh, but cooking is like, and I have 20 minutes. I beat you with your meal kit.
Oh, wow.
Really, I cook fresh. Yeah, but that's again our strength. What do we love? And don't do the rest.
Exactly. Like my mom.
What's possible, don't do the rest. I don't have the possibility for outsource this or that. So start with the thing you don't want to do the most. So
absolutely. I was just going to say that my mom loves to cook. Like you could, I could call my mom right now and say, Mom, what are you cooking today? And she doesn't have a large family anymore. We all moved out. So she doesn't really cook. But if I say to her, can you cook this for me? I promise you, in a few hours, she'll be calling. She's like, oh, your food is ready. So she loves to do that. And she's always said to us, my sister and I, she's like, I have no idea why you don't love to cook. I love to cook so much. And I'm like, that's why we don't love to cook, because you cook so much and you spend so much time in the kitchen, and we would rather do other things. So I'm telling you that you have to choose. And I know people are like, oh, you have money, so you can hire a cleaning company, or you can hire this and that. But let me tell you, it's not as expensive as we think. We just have this idea that we have to pay a lot of money to have somebody come in to clean. I pay for someone to clean my house the same that I would pay for at a restaurant for a family of 4. Now, I'm not saying that you should not go to a restaurant and have meals with your family. I'm just saying, like, if you look at it that way, then it won't seem like you're paying so much money. It's just, oh, okay, it's not even as much as a restaurant meal for my family and I. So I think a lot of it is perception and not necessarily going out doing the research. Like for me, I can tell you a little block that I have is still the cooking is the personal chef. I have no idea how much somebody would charge for cooking meals in my home. I just assume it's expensive. And then also this societal thing that people are going to be like, she is so bougie. She hired a chef to come cook her meals. But I'm thinking, you know what? I don't even know how much it costs. It might even cost a little bit more than the meal kit company charges me.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah. So that's also another thing with the perception of how expensive things are and how we think we can afford them without even knowing all the facts and getting all the details, right?
So this is my homework to you, Nicole.
Uh-oh.
to figure out how much your personal chef will cost. Yes. I mean, yeah, in America, your services are so much cheaper than in Switzerland. Hire out the laundry. That's really expensive in Switzerland. And then if you want to have an ironed, I mean, we don't iron and my husband does the laundry. That's the best thing ever. I really don't have to do, besides the cleaning up the kitchen after making a mess. I'm always making a mess. I'm not good in orderly cooking. But in my vision, I have built the dream house of our family into the barn of my parents' house. And there, it's from the outside, it looks like a normal house, but half of it was barns and stables. And then the middle part where you feed the cows, like through that was the old kind of building. So I dream of a restaurant in one of the stables, and then I have a food elevator, like in restaurants.
Yes.
So when I get up in the morning, my celery juice is already made in
I love it.
giving the keys to somebody who enters your living space when you're still asleep for preparing breakfast, that's kind of like, I don't know if I want that, you know?
Right. Our
But
restaurant is where we live.
it's again what Rachel Rogers, I mean, I follow her chef on Instagram, and their family, that's their best friend, and it's amazing what she cooks. How cool is
Yes.
that? And if you are an amazing boss to somebody and pay a nice salary, it's just the ripple effect again. It's the abundance flows to the next person.
Absolutely. I totally, totally believe that. And that's why I'm so passionate about looking at our money and taking control of our finances, because that space is free. That space is free to create. And the more we create, the more money we make. Right?
But would you recommend also as a family to have a budget and track every potato chips package you
Yes.
buy?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
But when
Absolutely.
I bought the private tracker of your services, we have a joint account and put money into that and pay like insurance and rent and groceries from there. And then I have my own private money. So you would take care like of every little outgoing money for my account and for the joint account?
You can do that, or you can do separately. Like if you don't want to, if you have an account that you want to keep just for yourself and you use it for yourself only, you can use personal tracker for, you you download it, create your own, and then create another one. Because that's the good thing about my systems. You can create multiple within your household.
Okay.
And you're going to be thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to maintain my business, then personal tracker for myself and personal tracker for joint. But after a while, it becomes so easy, so easy, because you're building that habit, right? And you might start off by saying, okay, let me get the business one up and running, so I can start, exercising that muscle. And then you can get to the point where you're like, oh, this is so easy. The personal then becomes a breeze, because you're not trying to do all of them all at one time and getting overwhelmed. You're starting with your person with one, right? And focusing on that. Even if you say, let me do just the joint account, because that's where all our household expenses, are paid from, and that's where income comes in. So let me focus on that account first. We definitely need to schedule some time. Yes. So I can go through it with you and show you exactly. The system shows you how to do that, by the way. So let everybody know. I don't meet with everyone, because if you're the kind of person who is really gung-ho and you're like, I just need the tools, I can take it from there, right? Then absolutely. I've had many clients and they've never ever reached out to us because it's so comprehensive and all the videos are there. But then also we have a little bit of fear around certain, around the finances and the money. And I just usually do 15 minutes, even in half an hour with my clients, just to say, look how easy this is. When you get in here, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, if I knew it was this easy, I would have started a long time ago. So I do those, quick sessions to get you up and running. And usually those are all you need, and you're off to the races.
You're a good personal trainer. I can tell that. And it's right? Like the trust, you can do this. That's the personal trainer in any topic. Like, yes, you can. Yes.
Yep. I'll help you. And then you're going to be able to fly on your own. Yes, absolutely.
So good. So what are other dreams on your vision board? Like the private chef is, I assume, just some mindset trash. You can
yes.
Hello, I'm Nicole Barham and I have a private chef. Of course.
Yes, absolutely. I'm definitely adding that.
If you would hire somebody I don't know how that works, that business, but if you would hire somebody full-time or whatever, she or he or they could provide for your friends too. You could do a
dinner parties.
No,
oh, you mean joint, working with among a few people? Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, that's a good
Our
idea. That's a
our
great idea.
cleaning angel, she's so good. She's now cleaning all our friends. We're all together. Like, isn't she amazing? And yeah,
Oh, I
it's
love it.
I write her a love letter every time she
Oh,
was here. Sometimes I even forget because she has our keys. It's like it's yeah. But now
I love it.
she's expecting a baby, and yeah, we have to wait
Oh,
for her. That's kind of, but yeah,
yeah.
hopefully she's coming back to the clients who treated her the best. So I'm first.
Yeah, make sure that you increase that, the all the love.
Yes, yes.
I
But
love
what
it.
are other dreams like?
Um, okay, so I say to people all the time, I feel like I'm already living my dream. I have the kind of life or the kind of business that has me working from home. I can be with my son, all these amazing things. I also have dreams of traveling, love to travel, love the beach, love to relax. I'm originally Jamaican, so I love to just go home. I call Jamaica home. I'm actually going home on May after tax season ends here in April. So in May, we're going to go to Jamaica. So just, I'm catching class flights, by the way, traveling first class, not passing first class anymore to go to the back to sit in coach. So, it's the little things.
Yeah, that's not
And
so
just,
little,
yeah, I know. I put
yeah,
little things in quote.
yeah.
But just I love convenience. I'm one of those people who has always, no matter how much money I have, I always love to pay for convenience. I want to get there faster. Do we have a quicker line to get there? I'm paying for that service. Do we have like anything quickly? So love convenience, and I would love to pay for convenience for everything. And so that's my dream is to be a millionaire,
You will
to
be that soon, right?
yeah,
So
yes,
here's
absolutely.
with my Swiss tap water on being you are being a millionaire.
Yes. And I want to be able to um, just not have to worry about money, right? I don't worry about money normally, but just having the resources to help my family, myself, to just buy whatever I want, right? And I know some people are think that's selfish. That is so amazing when you're able to be this person who is able to take care of yourself, take care of your family, right? And then take care of others. And sometimes you can't take care of others until you take care of yourself and those who are in your inner circle, right? Another huge dream that I have for well, not myself, but for my son, Brandon, is that we're able to provide him with the most amazing life, right? He's in a world for kids with autism who it's not built for kids with disabilities or special needs. And so I want to get to the point where we have like an additional person in our household to help with him, like a caregiver, right? The tutors, private tutors. I grew up in Jamaica, and we used to wear uniforms to school, and it used to be like very strict. And when I think about a private tutor for my son, I think about like kind of like a governess, but a fun one, because we always watch movies with like mean governesses. But like having him, having the private tutor and, being able to teach him the way that he learns and not, try to put him in a box. So just, lots of dreams for myself, for my kids, my daughter to start her own business if she wants to help her to do that. And if she wants to work for an employer, which I don't think she does because, oh my gosh, these Gen Z kids are like, she has already told me I don't want to work, but I think I'm going to work this next year in college. But yes, so just being able to do that for myself and my family, I feel like will just add this additional just add positivity to the world and just helping others, continue to serve others. I come from a place of service when it comes to my business, and I feel like there is no better way. The money will come. I can't focus on the money. I focus on serving and getting my clients results and then the money comes. So it was a lot in there, but just, just being able to live this life that I dream for myself and my family, and I'm there. It's there waiting for me for sure.
Is there a big house involved in this dream too, or not? I think that's so interesting. Again, like find what you want. You don't need a mansion or like a big villa to show off. If you want this, like.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like I've never owned a home, by the way, and I'm almost 50. So
that's different. In Switzerland, everybody rents, not everybody, but I think we're a big renter country. Mm-hmm. And in America, it's like, what? You're 50 and you didn't have a house? That's kind of different, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's never been a dream of ours, like, oh, my dream home, my dream. I do have a dream home, but it's not on the top of my list. Like I saw a home recently on sale, not on sale, for sale. So they're like clothes. And it was beautiful. Like it had a jacuzzi, had a backyard, had pool. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is an amazing home. I'd love to live here. But it's not like when I think about my dreams for myself, it's not on the top of my list. I guess because we know that you can always rent somewhere, or you can basically live anywhere.
And that frees up a lot of like I'm okay. I don't need to be okay, right?
Yeah, no, I honestly don't focus on that. But the other things, of course, I dream of. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with more money coming in, of course, you have a bigger team, and it's not like, oh, she's so rich now, but it allows to dream bigger, and it feels it's closer to I could buy this, but I don't want to right now, and the possibilities grow if you have more money. I think that to close the circle, like not talking about money, not talking about sex, like why don't we see money as an energy or a tool to have possibilities, to help, to support ourselves, our families. It's just, if we see the beauty in money, then it's not, money's evil and money rules the world. Yeah, but I think we women should, have the money, and then we help and we support and we build a better world for sure.
Absolutely. And I totally
you are in the front row for that.
And I totally believe that when women make more money, the world is definitely a better place, right? I just recall that I have another call, Ronja. So we're gonna have to wrap it up here.
Yeah, we are in wrapping up mode. Thank you so much, Nicole. And we put in all your information, and I think we did a good job in promoting 5-Minute Bookkeeper in this call. So in this episode,
thank you so much.
Everybody who is self-employed, please check out 5-Minute Bookkeeper, and you get Nicole as a private personal trainer. Is so cool. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful.
Thank you, Ronja, for having me.
And talk to you soon.
Talk soon.
Bye. Nicole had to go abruptly. I wanted to know, of course, from her, what is your message to the world? But I think we kind of heard that in the episode already, that she's passionate about helping business owners and especially women entrepreneurs to get their finances right, and then have more money because you focus on your money. And as you heard too, I'm in that process. I did so many different trials and errors with money management. I just don't like structure. I don't like systems. I like to be creative and like not having a habit of tracking my money, but I still know that this is helping, because that's what we do in the Joy Academy too with habits, like if it's movement, which is challenging for you, that's challenging for me too. I just like to be on my sofa or just in the sunshine. but not jogging or something like that. But I know it's good for me, so I want to do it. And then tracking helps to focus on that. Or with food, tracking what not like calories. I'm a big, that's a no-go for me. And in the Joy Academy, you talk with your body, actually talk with her or him or them out. You step kind of outside of your body and you sit on a sofa together in a meditation, and you talk to each other, and your body can tell you like, I need more sleep, I want more greens, and please try this or that because I like that. And you will be astonished how good that tastes or something like that. It's not tracking calories, but for example, having a food tracker, like, did I eat things I really loved? Like, I felt like that's tasty, and how did I feel afterwards? We can do so many things and investigate in topics which are challenging for us, or in topics which are like falling off the wagon and we know we should focus on them. And money is one of those topics. I have a masterclass on money too in the Joy Academy, not because I'm the expert, but in the Joy Academy, it's the goal that you learn about yourself and you decide yourself, what do I want and how do I want to do that? And you are your own expert. I will never tell you like, I know it, you don't. I will tell you, you have to do it my way. Never, ever. I hate that. It's about you finding your home in yourself and what is important to you, and how you want to create the magical, amazing life you deserve to have. And you can have that life step by step. Finance is just one of the many topics in our lives, right? But you can do it. And if you have any question for the Joy Academy, go to joyismycompass.com/Joy Academy, and you will find all the answers. And if not, reach out to us. Thank you so much for listening, Nicole. Thank you for your time. And I promise now I will dig into 5-minute bookkeeper, because I invested in the tool already, and it's just simply stupid if I don't try or don't use it. Not trying, I want to use it now. And thank you for that tool, which is you being our personal trainer. And maybe somebody of you wants to book the 5-minute bookkeeper too. So Nicole Barham, and you will find her with these search words, but I will put all the links into the show notes. Thank you for listening, and join me in the Joy Academy.